people are facing drug and human trafficking charges after 21 victims were identified in a human trafficking operation in Clark County.
A Minneapolis contractor is accused of bringing undocumented workers to Minnesota and then threatening to deport them if they complained about their unlawful work conditions. Prosecutors charged 46-year-old Ricardo Batres with felony counts of labor trafficking, theft by swindle, and insurance fraud.
New at 11, a Fresno man is facing prison time for what the district attorney's office says is one of the first cases of its kind in Fresno County. On Friday, Efron Alvarez was convicted of labor trafficking, basically forced labor.
Details on the story we first brought you as breaking news at 5 o'clock. An employee of an East Providence business is now facing criminal charges.
We were there last month when authorities searched through Martin's Maintenance on Waterman Avenue.
Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is in studio now with more on what they're accused of doing. Caroline?
Shannon and Mike, according to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, there have been 11 human trafficking cases in Rhode Island this year, 92 in Massachusetts.
About human trafficking. When I think about human trafficking, we always invoke the negative emotion, the helplessness of victims, and the consumption of humans. When we think about this, I feel like we portray the carelessness that we think of them. These human beings are being labored, being sex trafficked across the world. When we think about this, I wonder, how can I help them? What can I do to stop the victimization of these human beings? I don't have money, I can't donate, I don't have time because I'm a college student, so what can we do? How can we help them?
You may be asking yourself, what is human trafficking exactly? It's basically modern day slavery, which involves the use of force and fraud and coercion. Labor trafficking, by definition, is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, or obtaining a person for the use of labor or services through the use of force, fraud, and coercion, for the purpose of subjection to involuntary servitude, peonage, debt bondage, or slavery.
According to authorities, Roland recruited a woman from abroad in the spring of 2016. He brought her to New England and forced her to work for Martin's Maintenance. The DA's office says she worked more than 40 hours a week, cleaning businesses across southern New England, and for the first few weeks, they say she wasn't paid for it. When she eventually was, authorities allege it was well below minimum wage. They also say she was never paid overtime nor provided benefits.
Sun will shine, aiming for the goal, been trying hard to sell your soul, oh so many times before, no one's buying anymore.
Slavery is an ancient abuse, but it's persistent throughout the world today. Slavery remained one of the greatest human rights challenges of history. Today is largely hidden from sight. People are now trapped by different forces, less visible but just as powerful. It isn't legal anywhere, but it happens almost everywhere, including Europe and the United States. Slaves are forced to work without pay and under the threat of violence. They cannot walk away. Researchers estimate there are 24.9 million slaves worldwide. It is about $150 billion a year enterprise. In 1850, around the American South, the average slave cost around $40,000 US. Today, the average slave worldwide costs about $90 US. These human beings are disposable to their traffickers. It is a problem that is growing with the demand of cheaper goods with little attention to where and how said goods are being sourced, as well as the demand of commercial sex. Slavery flows into our homes, offices, and schools through many of the products we buy. Slaves harvest cocoa in the West Africa and end up in our chocolate. Slaves make charcoal in Brazil, which makes steel for our cars. Many food products and raw material are tainted by slavery, such as tomatoes, tuna, shrimp, cotton, diamond, iron, sugar, and gold. Slaves are growing and picking our foods, making our clothes, and being trapped into forced prostitution against their will. This is happening everywhere, and we are contributing to the problem, but that can be changed. I'm sure, like us, once faced with these hard to comprehend facts, you are wondering how can I possibly help fix this growing problem? It seems to be too big for any one person to tackle, but it isn't. The biggest thing you can do to help is to spend your money wisely. As a consumer, you will have direct impact on labor trafficking around the world. Even small purchases like coffee, chocolate, and clothes you get from the mall can affect change. Do research on the things that you most commonly purchase when you shop. Find out if they're fair trade, ethically sourced, and supply chain transparency. Fair trade is a global movement for the change that works directly with companies, consumers, and campaigners to secure a better deal for farmers and workers. It helps support workers and hire labor to negotiate their rights as employees. Support stakeholders to make sure they are staying accountable in their actions and adhering to standards to protect rights of workers. Demands ethically sourced products. Ethically sourced products means that is a guarantee that no child or forced labor was used in the production of goods and workers were paid a living wage. Support transparency deals with the traceability a brand allows consumers to have when looking into how the products they supply are sourced. Some companies that are popular but not committed to these three standards are Walmart, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Nike, Forever One. Some companies that are ethically sourced are Levi's, Starbucks, H&M, Zara, Trader Joe's, and Pangea. Now you know what human trafficking is and ways to help out. You can also contact the Human Trafficking Hotline, your local police department, and also your local CPS that's dealing with children. It's up to you as human beings to help out.